welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Update 89, number 8. This finishes the Update 89 miniseries that continued off of the deluxe handbook of the Marvel Universe, which I had covered on the show, issues 1 through 20. Now we're finishing up here with issues 1 through 8 of Update 89, and we finally reached issue 8. We have a great wraparound cover by Ron Frenz showing the characters covered in this issue, from U-Man to the deceased Madeline Pryor. So we're going to finish up our alphabet with Zaladane, and then they're going to stick in an entry for Madeline Pryor, who is deceased at the end here, because this is published after the events of Inferno, in which unfortunately Madeline Pryor passed away. Peter Sanderson is the writer-researcher. Marcus McLaurin's the associate writer, page design. Mark Series, the art enhancer. Tom Avery's typesetter. Terry Cavanaugh, editor. Joe Rubenstein inks everything, which is great. Love him. And he's still working today, still out there online. Very accessible, great guy to chat with online. Glenn Hurtling is the associate writer. Andy Yanchus is the colorist. Ron Frenz, as I said, is our cover penciler. Mark Ruhnwald at this point is the executive editor. David Wall, associate writer, page design. Len Kaminsky, associate writer. Maria Parulski, typesetter. Kelly Corvese, assistant editor. And Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. And we have a fun little comic here on the inside front cover. And we'll start our coverage here with U-Man, drawn by Rich Buckler. And incidentally, I'll add, as I always do with my coverage of handbooks, I'll have to flip back when I don't remember or recognize an artist's work. And this is a great Rich Buckler piece for U-Man. First appearance of U-Man, Invaders number 3. Origin, Invaders number 4. Real name is Murano. Height 7 feet, weight 450, so he's one of these super dense Atlanteans. And because of that, he can lift press 40 tons on land and slightly more in the water, and has a host of other powers similar to Namor. Ben Urich is up next. Ben Urich's first appearance was Daredevil 153. Nice artwork here by John Romita Jr., who was the artist of Daredevil at that time. This looks like a David Mazzucchelli here, probably from the his amazing run on Daredevil, the Born Again run. Next up, we have U.S. Agent John F. Walker. His first appearance was Captain America 323 as the Super Patriot. Of course, we get his origin in Cap 333. He eventually becomes Cap for a while, becomes Captain America. Captain America takes on the guise of the U.S. Agent, and then when Captain America reclaims his title, John Walker takes up the discarded mantle of the U.S. Agent. And he was a beneficiary. Look at this great artwork by Kieran Dwyer, by the way. He was a beneficiary of the Power Brokers treatment, so he can lift press 10 tons and has superhuman stamina. We get some really nice action panels in this 3-page entry, including some nice panels from when he joined the West Coast Avengers. Some great John Byrne, Mike Mocklin artwork here. Moving on, we have Utgard Loki. First appearance, Thor 272. Occupation Monarch. And he has vast superhuman strength. He's 50 feet tall. He can lift press 100 tons or more. He's one of those Asgardian gods or giants. Next up, we have Vagabond. First appearance, Cap 325 as Vagabond, Cap 342. And she has no power. She's just one of those athletic characters. Priscilla Lyons is her real name. Let's double check on the art. I think this is Kieran Dwyer. No, it's Gavin Curtis. And Utgard Loki was Sal Buscema. Next up, we have Venom. And this is either Todd McFarlane or Eric Larson. And forgive me, I think this might be Eric Larson. Eddie Edward Brock. First appearance, let's see. Behind the scenes, Amazing Spider-Man 299, Origin Amazing Spider-Man 300. There are a number of other little appearances there, but I'm going to focus on those two. And just double checking here, Venom is drawn by Eric Larson. And it says here that he can lift press close to 11 tons. So he's stronger than Spider-Man, who can lift press 10 tons, has all of his powers, plus the powers the suit gives him. So he doesn't have a spider sense, but I think the suit compensates for that somehow. Next up, we have Vertigo, drawn by the great Mark Silvestri. Her first appearance, Marvel Fanfare #1. She is a member of, she eventually, she joins the Marauders. So she takes part in that horrible mutant massacre of the Morlocks. Really hard-hitting story there from X-Men 211 through 214. Next up, we have the Vishanti. First reference to the Vishanti is in Strange Tales 115. And who does our artwork for the Vishanti here? Mike Mignola, very nice. Should have known by this right here that it was a Mignola. Those are Mignola marks all the way. Next up, we have the Vision. This is, of course, the washed out, bleached out Vision. Great artwork here by John Byrne. Of course, this whole storyline took place in Avengers West Coast during Byrne's very memorable but too short run on that title. First appearance, Avengers 57. Origin, Avengers 58. And he can lift press around 50 tons among a host of other powers. He's really a Swiss Army knife of a character. He can do it all. Very powerful. More great Byrne artwork from that storyline. Next up, we have the Warwolves with excellent artwork by Alan Davis. First appearance, Excalibur Special Edition #1. So very cool here. You can definitely see that signature Alan Davis British style Marvel artwork. Love it. Next up, we have the Watchdogs with artwork by Kieran Dwyer. Their first appearance was Captain America 335. They're just another one of those paramilitary organizations that crosses swords with Cap. Around there with the Ultimatum guys and Hydra and AIM and the Secret Empire. Next up is Mary Jane Watson Parker with great artwork here by Eric Larson. And she's first mentioned in Amazing Spider-Man 15. She first appears in Amazing Spider-Man #25. Oh, that's when her face was revealed. And then I guess her full appearance is Amazing Spider-Man 42. So this is that famous panel, face it, tiger, you hit the jackpot. Pretty great. And there's some more modern artwork here. She gets quite an entry. Next up is Whiteout with excellent artwork again by Mark Silvestri. Another X-Men villain. X-Men 249 was her first appearance. She possesses superhuman ability to protect a flash of blinding white light from her body. This renders her opponents blinded. Kind of a one-trick pony there, but still pretty effective power. Next up is the Wizard 2. This is a member of the Squadron Supreme, not the Squadron Sinister. That's the other Wizard. This is the guy who was part of the really amazing Squadron Supreme maxi series that Mark Grunwald and Bob Hall and Paul Ryan, the artist of this piece, worked on. Really great heroic character design here. I love it. First appearance, Avengers 85. And they say here he can run up to 175 miles an hour, which would match him with Quicksilver, but I think he was a little faster than that based on some of the textual evidence we saw. Next, we have Widget with some more great Alan Davis artwork. First appearance, Excalibur #2. This character does remind me a lot of Quizlet, who I believe appeared before him. Just kind of a similar design. Quizlet was a Legion of Superheroes DC character. I do like interesting non-humanoid character designs now and then, just to kind of keep things interesting. Next up, we have another Daredevil group of villains, the Wild Boys, with artwork by John Romita Jr. Their first appearance was Daredevil 253. Next up, we have WizKid. What a cool character. Takashi Matsuya, a member of the Exterminators. First appearance, Exterminators #1. And let's see here. He is a mutant with the ability to technoform, to psionically rearrange parts of machinery into various forms and functions. Very cool. Kind of like the transmutator that Alpha Flight had, Madison Jeffries. So, and I also think it's really cool that we get another character who is physically challenged, which is nice, and seeing him excel, and some nice character design here. And this is John Bogdanov artwork. Really like it. And next up, we have the Wolf Pack. These were a creation of Ron Wilson, longtime Marvel artist. First appearance, the Wolf Pack graphic novel. And we have another physically challenged character here, Wheels Walensky, along with Malcolm Slaggy, Sharon, and Rafael Vega. Moving on, we have Wong with great artwork by Mike Mignola. And that's Mignola there as well. First appearance, Strange Tales 110. And Origin, Doctor Strange 75. And Wong was more than just Doctor Strange's manservant. He was a skilled combatant, a loyal friend, just an all-around great supporting character. Similar to Alfred, actually, for Batman, what Wong was to Doctor Strange. Next up, we have Worm, really disturbing looking character. And I think this is also Mark Silvestri. First appearance, X-Men 250. And he's 9 feet 4 inches, 740 pounds. What a bizarre character he is. And just to confirm here, yeah, that is Mark Silvestri. Next, we have Zemu the Titan. I love this character. I've loved this character since his first appearance in Journey into Mystery 62. Of course, he shows up as an early foe of the Defenders before the Defenders even got their own title, which is great. And then John Byrne uses him heavily in his run on the She-Hulk, which is really great. And you can see a lot of great John Byrne panels here. And this is John Byrne artwork for Zemu. Zemu he possesses vast superhuman strength. At his current size, he can lift press at least 80 tons. He's 11 feet, 1,100 pounds. So he's a Sasquatch-sized foe. Very cool. I don't think he's ever fought Sasquatch, but that would be cool. Next up, the X-Factor ship. First appearance, X-Factor 15. I believe this ship originally belonged to Apocalypse before he abandoned it in one of his defeats. Yeah, that's Paul Smith artwork. Moving on, we have the Exterminators with more great artwork by John Bogdanov. And we can see, of course, WizKid, Skids, Rusty Collins, Boom Boom, and Richter were the core members of this short-lived team. Marco Yoshida, Wolverine's Lady Love. Her first appearance was X-Men 118. I remember that. Wolverine meets her in a garden when he's in Japan. And that's when we first hear that Wolverine's name is Logan. Kind of a neat anecdote there. So very cool. There's their wedding invitation. You can see here, too, the printing on this issue that I have is there's some corruption, and we're going to see that extensively toward the end of the book. I just wanted to point that out. We'd seen it on an earlier page, and I neglected to mention it. Next up is the Young Gods, and this might be more John Bogdanov artwork, but let me check to make sure. No, this is Tom Sutton. Okay, Tom Sutton. Nice artwork here from Tom Sutton. And their first appearance was Thor 202. Next up, we have Yukio, the Wild One. Great artwork here by Al Milgrom. I love this character. Her first appearance was the Wolverine Limited series. I first met her in the amazing X-Men 172 Scarlet and Glory. She was so great as Wolverine's sidekick, not only in the Wolverine Limited series, but in her appearances in that X-Men storyline drawn by Paul Smith. And we get let me see here. Yes, this is some Paul Smith right here from that storyline. She would later pair with an injured Storm before Storm's transformation from her long-haired traditional look to her punk rock look. And Yukio had no superpowers, but she was just a great physical combatant and fearless. Here's some more of that printing corruption here as we go to Zaladain's entry, and you can see it here on the artwork. It's marring that as well, so kind of a bummer. Nice artwork by Mark Silvestri in spite of that. And her first appearance was Astonishing Tales #3. So she's an older character that gets rehabbed by Claremont into kind of a modern threat. And yeah, here's some other great sequences from those stories. And finally, we finish with Madeline Pryor, recently deceased during the Inferno storyline. More great Mark Silvestri artwork. And here we see a whole portion of her entry has been wiped out by this printing issue that I encountered. So I did get this issue in a dollar bin, so I don't feel that badly, but I will definitely look for another one and seek to upgrade it to one that actually has the full text. So you'll find that now and then there's printing errors all over comics, and there still are today, I'm sure. We have 2 pages or 1.5 pages worth of data corrections and a great reproduction of a classic Marvel poster. I'm not sure the origin or the artist. It might be a collage of sorts. I'm not sure. But that's it, folks. That is the end of my coverage of Update 89 with number 8. Now, my plan moving forward is I have gathered all of the original 1 through 15 of the official Handbook of the Marvel Universe. I covered the deluxe 1 through 20. I've covered Update 89 1 through 8, and now I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to cover 1 through 15 of the series that started it all for me. So I think it'll be fun, cool. The text is a little smaller in those, and some of the data is harder to pick out, but I do love the rawness of it and the coolness of it. So we're definitely going to have a lot of fun covering that. I do hope you join me for those episodes, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.